ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा, जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपदा। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. So yesterday the attendance was less. I think many of you would have been busy with Radhashmi celebrations. So I hope everyone had a very blissful Radhashtami. So let's start with today's reading. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। Hare Krishna. So Chapter 10 was started yesterday, and this chapter is entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees. So, because many devotees were not there yesterday, so I'll just read through the translations. I think Mataji had covered till text 19 yesterday, right? So, we'll just read so that we all know what's the context. Only the translations. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is always pleased to accept anything given with faith and love by his devotees, and is always ready to bestow mercy upon them. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityanand Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. The next year, all the devotees were very pleased to go to Jagannath Puri, Nilachal, to see Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya Gosai led the party from Bengal. He was followed by Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Srivas Thakur, and other glorious devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had ordered Lord Nityanand to stay in Bengal, but nevertheless, because of ecstatic love, Lord Nityanand also went to see him. Indeed, it is a symptom of real affection that one breaks the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not caring for the regulative principles to associate with him. During the Rasa dance, Krishna asked all the gopis to return home, but they neglected his order and stayed there for his association. If one carries out Krishna's order, Krishna is certainly pleased, but if one sometimes breaks his order due to ecstatic love, that gives him millions of times greater happiness. Vasudev Dutt, Murari Gupta, Ganga Das, Shriman Sen, Shriman Pandit, Akinchan Krishnadas, Murari, Garuda Pandit, Buddhimant Khan, Sanjay Purushottam, Bhagwan Pandit, Shuklambar Brahmachari, Narasimhanand Brahmachari, and many others joined to go to Jagannath Puri. It would be impossible to mention the names of them all. The inhabitants of Kulinagram and Khanda also came and joined. Shivananda Sen took the leadership and thus started taking care of them all. Raghav Pandit came with bags full of food prepared very nicely by his sister Damayanti. Damayanti made varieties of unparalleled food just suitable for Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to eat. The Lord ate it continually for 1 year. So Damayanti, Mother Damayanti's name is very important because this section is going to continue today also. So she would make food and she would cook it so expertly that the Lord could eat it for 1 year. It lasted for 1 year. These are the names of some of the pickles and condiments in the bags of Raghav Pandit. Amra Kashandi, Ada Kashandi, Jala Kashandi, Nembu Ada, Amrakoli, Amsi, Amakhanda, Tel Amra, and Amasatta. With great attention, Damayanti also made dried bitter vegetables into a powder. Do not neglect Shukta because it is a bitter preparation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derived more happiness from eating this Shukta than from drinking Panchamrit, a preparation of milk, sugar, ghee, honey, and yogurt. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he extracts the purpose from everything. He accepted Damayanti's affection for him, and therefore he derived great pleasure even from the dried bitter leaves of Shukta and from Kashandi, a sour condiment. Because of her natural love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Damayanti considered the Lord an ordinary human being. Therefore, she thought that he would become sick by overeating and there would be mucus within his abdomen. So, Mother Damayanti's love for Lord Chaitanya is immense and she is cooking with so much love. She is Raghav Pandit's sister and very great devotee of Lord Chaitanya. So I'll just read 20 myself and then from 21 onwards we'll read 5 verses each. Shukta khaile se ama hai beka nasha ei sneha mane bhavi prabhura ullasa. Because of sincere affection, she thought that eating this shukta would cure the Lord's disease. Considering these affectionate thoughts of Damayanti, the Lord was very pleased. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So her love for Lord Chaitanya is great, and the Lord uh, reciprocates. He understands that she's cooking with so much love. That's why it's mentioned that he was finding, her shukta and even the bitter preparations very, very sweet, even though they were, externally technical. But because they are filled with her love and affection, the Lord finds it more tasty and more sweeter than even Panchamrit. So now let's start reading. Sumati Mataji. Mataji, you can read first 5 verses 21 to 25. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Verse 21. प्रेम संग्रत्य विपक्ष सन्निधाम् उपाहितां वक्षसि पीवरस्तनीं स्रजं न काचित् विजहौ जलाविलां वसन्ति हि प्रेम्णि गुणानवस्तुम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. A dear lover strung a garland and placed it on the shoulder of his beloved in the presence of her co-wives. She had raised breasts and was very beautiful, yet although the garland was tainted with mud, she did not reject it, for its value lay not in material things but in love. Purport. This is a verse from Kiratarjuniya by Bharavi. Text 22. Daniyamauharira tandula gundakariya nadu bantiya chechini pakakariya. Translation. Damayanti powdered coriander and anise seeds, cooked them with sugar, and made them into sweetmeats in the shape of small balls. 23. Shunthi khanda nadu ara ama pitta hara pritak pritak Bandhi Vastrera Uthali Vitara. Translation. She made sweetmeat balls with dried ginger to remove mucus caused by too much bile. She put all these preparations separately into small cloth bags. Text 24. Koli Shunthi, Koli Churna, Koli Khanda Ara, Kata Nama Laiba, Shata Prakara Achara. Translation. She made 100 varieties of condiments and pickles. She also made Koli Shunthi, Koli Churna, Koli Khanda, and many other preparations. How many should I name? Text 25. Nari Kela Khanda Nadu, Ara Nadu Ganga Jala, Chirastai Khanda Vikara, Kadila Sakala. Station. She made many sweetmeats in the shape of balls. Some were made with powdered coconut and others looked as white as the water of the Ganges. In this way, she made many varieties of long-lasting sugar confections. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So the 21st verse is saying that even, it's talking about a lover giving a garland, and even though it is tainted with mud, the lover will not reject it because the value of anything lays not in the material things but in the love. So Damayanti, Mother Damayanti is cooking these things with so much love that even though they are bitter preparations or sour preparations, still the Lord is tasting the love. So she is making, coriander and nice seeds, laddus, and she's making laddus with dried ginger, that is sought to remove mucus caused by too much bile. So she is not just thinking of making one type of things. She is thinking that whatever she's sending, all the items, it should be all very, it should have all the different tastes. Plus, she's also thinking about the health of the Lord, that the digestion should be good. So she's balancing everything very nicely and she's packing everything in small bags. Then all these different condiments and pickles are mentioned, and like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that how many things can I name? She was making so many things, so many different types of laddus with coconuts, which looked like, they were like as white as the water of the Ganga, and many long lasting sugar confections she was making. Okay. Yeah, let's see 26 to 30. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavat
Pranam Mataji.
Chirastai Chirastai Kshirasara Mandadiva Vikara Amruta Karpura Adi Aneka Prakara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki. She made long-lasting feasts, many varieties of sweetmeats with milk and cream, and many other varied preparations such as Amruta Karpura, Shalik शालिकचूटी धन्यरज अथ पक्षीरखारी नूतन वस्त्रेर भड़ कुटिहाली सबब बिहारी. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. She made flat rice from fine unboiled sally paddy and filled a large bag made of new cloth. Kate kachida hudam kari grihite gajiya chini pake nadu kaila karpura dhijiya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. She made some of the flat rice into puffed rice, fried it in ghee, cooked in sugar juice, mixed in some camphor, and rolled it into balls. साली धन्येरा तंडुला भज चूर्ण करिया बृहत शिक्ता चूर्ण कैला चीनी पाका दिया कर्पूरा मारीच लवंगा इलाची रसवसा चूर्ण दिया नाडु कैला परम सुवासा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. She powdered fried grains of fine rice, moistened the powder with ghee and cooked it in a solution of sugar. Then she added camphor, black pepper, cloves, cardamom, and other spices and rolled the mixture into balls that were very palatable and aromatic. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So lots of different recipes are being mentioned here, different types of cheese, milk preparations with cream, different types of sweets, and different types of laddus. And she made flat rice from very fine rice, and she was packing it in all very nice cloth bags. And then, flat rice into puffed rice and cooking it with sugar, making laddu out of that. And then making fine powder of the rice and making the powder moist, mixing it with ghee, cooking it in sugar, and then adding so many different aromatic spices into that and making very palatable and aromatic different items for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay. Now, moving forward. Karunavali Mataji.
Shall I read Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, 5 verses. Hare Krishna.
Text 31. Salidanyera kahi puna krediti bajya chini paka ukta kaila katpura didiyam. Translation by Prabhupada Kijay. She took the parched rice from fine paddy, fried it in ghee, cooked it in a sugar solution, mixed with some camphor, and thus made a preparation called mukta or mukti. Text 32. भूतकाले चूर्णकरी कृति बजेला चीनी पाके कर्पूरादि दिया नाडु कैला. Translation by Prabhupada Kijay. Another variety of sweet was made that fused peas that were powdered, fried in ghee, and then cooked in sugar juice. Camphor was added, and then the mixture was rolled into balls. Text 33. Kahite na jani nama yi janme yara aichi nana baksha dravya sahasra praharam. Translation by Prabhupada Kijay. I could not mention the names of all these wonderful eatables, even in a lifetime. Damayanti made hundreds and thousands of varieties. Text 34. Raghavera Agyagara Karinata Mayanti Dunhara Prabhuti Nega Parama Bhakati. Translation by Prabhupada Kijay. Damayanti made all these preparations following the order of her brother Raghava Pandita. Both of them had unlimited affection for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and were advanced in devotion service. 35, the text 35. Gangamritiyani Vasudha Chanya Pani Pada Karya Tila Gana Dravya Diyam. Translation by Prabhupada Kijay. Damayanti took earth from danger, fried it, powdered it, strained it through a fine cloth, mixed with an aromatic ingredient, rolled into a small ball.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
So,
Mataji.
yeah, so more recipes, how she's taking parched rice from fine paddy, frying it in ghee, cooking it in sugar solution, mixing camphor, and so this very nice preparation called ukta or mutki is made. Then another variety of sweet with fused peas that were powdered, fried in ghee, cooked in sugar, then made into laddus. And he says that I could not mention the names of all these wonderful eatables even in a lifetime. She made hundreds and thousands of varieties. And all these preparations she was making following the order of her brother Raghav Pandit. And both of them had so much love for Lord Chaitanya. They were very, very advanced. And she would also take the earth from the Ganges, dry it, powder it, strain it, and mix it with aromatic ingredients. Even that was made into laddus. So, do you remember there is an acharya in our line who used to eat the mud from the Ganga? Have you heard of him?
No, Mataji.
Mataji, it was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He would take,
Really?
he would take because he was an Avadut, no? He was
Yeah.
totally, he was not following any rules of society, and he would also live out and away from society, and he would take the sand from Ganga river, and he would sometimes eat it. Okay, moving forward. 36 to 40. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. पातलामृत पात्रे संदांदी भारी आर सब वस्तु भरे वस्त्रेरा कुताली. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The condiments and similar items were put into thin earthen pots, and everything else was put into small cloth bags. Text 37. Samanya jali haite द्विगुण जाली कैला पारी पाती करी सब जाली भराइला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The small bags Damayanti made bags that were twice as large. Then with great attention she filled all the large ones with the small ones. Text 38. Jali bandi mora jila dila आग्रह करिया तीना भोजारी जैली वहे क्रम करिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then she wrapped and sealed each and every bag with great attention. The bags were carried by 3 bearers, one after another. Text 39. Samshepe kahilan e jali ravi chara Raghavera Jali Bali Vikhyati Yahara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ji jai. Describe the bags that have become famous as Raghavera Jali. Text 40. Jalira Upara Munsiba Makar Dweja Kar all those bags was Makarandi
Krishna, thank you, Mataji. So after making all these wonderful preparations, she would also take a lot of care that they were packed very nicely because they had to be taken to Lord Chaitanya. So she would make small bags and she would take big bags and she would fill these small bags into those big bags and very nicely seal them. And these bags would become very famous. They were called as Raghavera Jhali, the bags of Raghav Pandit. And the superintendent for all those bags was Makara Dhvajkara. He would give so much attention and so much care like his very life. So he would very carefully guard all these bags. Okay? Yeah. Moving forward. Navkishori Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Pranam Mataji.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Yeah.
ईमते वैष्णवासावे निश्चले ऐला देव जगन्नाथे रासे दीना जल लीला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus all the Vaishnavas from Bengal went to Jagannath Puri. By chance they arrived on the day when Lord Jagannatha performs pastime in the water. Text 42. नरेंद्रेरा जले गोविंदा नौकटे चढ़िया जल क्रीडा करे साबा भक्तगण लाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Boarding a boat in the water of Narendra Sarovara, Lord Govinda performed his water pastime with all the devotees. Text 43. सही काले महाप्रभु भक्ता गान संगे नरेंद्र ऐला देखीते जला केरी रंगे. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived with his personal associates to see the jubilant pastime of Lord Jagannatha in Narendra Sarovara. सही काले ऐला सभा गज गौरीरा भक्तगण नरेंद्र ते प्रभु संगे हा ऐला मिलाना. Translation: At the same time, all the devotees from Bengal arrived at the lake and had a great meeting with the Lord. Text 45. Bhaktagana pade elsi prabhura charane uthana prabhu sa bhare kaila lingane. Translation: All the devotees immediately fell at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord lifted and embraced every one of them. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the devotees from Bengal would come to Puri every year, right? So uh, this time they arrived at the day when Lord Jagannath was having his water pastime. So there is a very famous sarovar in Puri, which is called Narendra Sarovar, not very far from the temple. Many of you would have probably been there. And here Lord Govinda performed his water pastimes with all the devotees. So Lord Govinda is the small deity of Lord Jagannath. So like the Utsav Murti. So whenever the deities are to be taken out for some such, some such celebration, so then the small deities would be taken. And Lord Chaitanya came there with his personal associates to see the jubilant pastimes of Lord Jagannath in Narendra Sarovar. And the devotees from Bengal also came at the same time and they had a great meeting with the Lord. They all fell at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. The Lord lifted and embraced them, every one of them. So it was a very, very blissful meeting of all the devotees.
Hare
Uttam
Krishna,
Padma
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Whereabout is this Narendra Sarovar in Puri?
Narendra Sarovar. Yeah, Mataji. It's in Puri.
Yeah, whereabout is it in Puri? Is it
Mataji,
very
it's
far from
very
the
no,
temple?
it's close to the temple. Actually, it's not far from the temple, Mataji. I mean, I don't know how to describe. I went there last year, but it's quite close to the temple because the deities are brought on foot, I think. So not far from the temple, Mataji. Quite
Okay.
big. It's big.
Yeah. Any
Very
significance
famous.
of that? Like,
That's what, Mataji. The Lord is brought there, no, for bathing. That's why it's a very
okay.
famous place. I'll
Yeah.
check if
Okay.
there's any pastime associated, but I think the main significance is because the Lord is brought there and it's quite big and very prominent in Puri.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Actually, the place where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared. So that is a Gaudiya Mutt temple there. And this is on the Grand Road itself. So there are by lanes inside that. We have to go inside the roads, and some by lanes finally lead to this Narendra Sarovar. So it's not far from the temple.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, next, Uttama Padma Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. 46 onwards, Mataji.
गौड़ीय संप्रदाय सभा करे न कीर्तना प्रभुर मिलन भूते प्रेमर कंधना. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada today. The Gaudiya Sampradaya consisting of all the devotees from Bengal began congregational chanting. When they met the Lord, they began to cry loudly in ecstatic love. 47, text 47. झलक क्रीडा वाद्य गीता नर्तना कीर्तना महाकोलाहल तीरे सलीले केलना. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Because of the pastimes in the water, there was a great jubilation on the shore with music, singing, chanting, and dancing, creating a tumultuous sound. Text 48. Gaudiya संकीर्तन आरारोधन मिलाया महाकोलाहल हैला ब्रह्मानंद भरिया. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Indeed, the chanting and crying of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas mixed and created a tumultuous sound vibration that filled the entire universe. Text 49. सब भक्त लाना प्रभु न मिले न धले सब लाया झला क्रीड़ा करे न कुतूहले. Translation by E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the water with his devotees and began his pastimes with them in great jubilation. Text 50. Prabhuraye jhala krida dasa vrindavana Chaitanya Mangale Vistari Khari Yachena Varnana. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, in his Chaitanya Mangala, now known as Chaitanya Bhagavata, Vrindavana Das Thakur has given a detailed description of the activities of the Lord performed in the water. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Masaji. So this is the description of when the devotees from Bengal have come and they have met Lord Chaitanya. So naturally there is congregational chanting and they were crying loudly with ecstatic love. I mean, all the devotees are together and then when they see Lord Chaitanya, naturally it's a very ecstatic time. And they were having wonderful pastimes in the water. So there was jubilation on the shore, there was music, singing, chanting, and dancing, creating a tumultuous sound. And this sound was filling the entire universe. And Mahaprabhu had very wonderful pastimes in the water with the devotees. But Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing that these details are very, elaborately given in Chaitanya Mangal, now known as Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur. So, all the descriptions are there. So, many times he writes that, if I write about all these things, this book will become very bulky. So, those pastimes are already given there. So, that's why, these great acharyas, when they're writing literatures, they are never in competition with each other. I mean, if you see Chaitanya Bhagavat is also about Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya Charitamrita is also about Lord Chaitanya, but it's not like the two authors are competing with each other, which we generally see in the material world. But they are transcendental, so they always complementing each other's books and supplementing that. Okay, these pastimes can be read there, and so on. So it's a very wonderful mood between the acharyas when they are writing books about the same topic even. Okay, next, Krishnamurti
Mataji,
Prabhu.
Mataji, this Chaitanya Bhagavata, it's one book by itself or that?
You're asking if it comes in volumes or it's one book?
Yes, volumes or it's just one book?
I have to check that, Mataji, because I've not been able to read it. So I'll check if it comes as one book or it's in different volumes. I'll check that. Okay. Sorry, Mataji, I have not
People
actually
can also
seen.
tell us.
I have heard I've heard lectures from Chaitanya Bhagavat, but I've not actually seen the book. So I'll check that, Mataji. Moving forward,
Hare Krishna
Krishnamurti.
Mataji.
Prabhu Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji. Pranam Mataji.
Pranam, Prabhu Hare Krishna.
पुनः इह वर्णिले पुनरुक्तिहया व्यर्थलिखनहया आरग्रंथ बढ़ाया. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. There is no use in again describing here the activities of the Lord. It would simply be repetitions and would increase the size of this book. Text 52. जल लीला करी गोविंद चलीला आलया निज गण लाना प्रभु गेला देवालया. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. After concluding his pastimes in the water, Lord Govinda returned to his residence. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple, taking all his devotees with him. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. The deity referred to here in yes, Govinda is the Vijaya Vigraha in the temple of Jagannatha. When there is a need to take Jagannatha somewhere, the Vijaya Vigraha is taken because the body of Jagannath is very heavy. The Vijaya Vigraha in the Jagannath temple is known as Govinda. For the pastimes in Narendra Sarovara, the Vijaya Vigraha was carried there instead of Lord Jagannatha. Text 53. जगन्नाथ देखी पुनः निज कहरे आइला प्रसाद आनन भक्ता गणे कायोईला. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence, After visiting the temples of Jagannatha, he asked for a large quantity of Lord Jagannatha's prasadam, which is then distributed among his devotees so that they could eat sumptuously.
Sumptuously.
Oh, this English so very difficult, understanding the words itself so difficult. Text, how is they have used this verse? God only knows. Text 54. Ishta Goshti Sabalana Kata Kshana Kajila Nija Nija Purva Vyasa Sabhaya Patayila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. After taking with all the devotees for some time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to occupy the individual residences in which they had lived the previous year. Text 55. Govinda Tani Raghava Jali Samarpila Bojana Grahera Kone Jahali Govinda Rakhila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Raghava Pandita delivered the bags of eatables to Govinda, who kept them in a corner of the dining room. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Pranam. So yeah, Narendra Sarovar, I just checked. It was founded by King Bhanu Narsingh Dev of Ganga dynasty, and he named it after his mentor Nakaposi Narendra Mahapatra. So this king had made it, and it is famous because of the Chandan Yatra of Lord Jagannath, where the representative deities are brought there for 21 consecutive days after Akshay Tritiya. So the fame is because Lord Chaitanya comes there and the Chandan Yatra takes place. And so here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is referring to Chaitanya Bhagavat, that all these details of Lord Chaitanya's water pastimes are given in that. So he doesn't want to repeat it because that would increase the size of the book. And then it is mentioned that after concluding the pastimes in the water, Lord Govinda, which is the Vijay Vigraha, of Lord Jagannath, because Lord Jagannath's deity you all have seen is heavy deity, right? So that deity is not carried every time, but the Vijay Vigraha in the Jagannath temple is known as Lord Govinda. He is brought for the pastimes in Narendra Sarovar. And so all the devotees were there for the pastimes. They had very wonderful water pastimes with Lord Chaitanya. And then uh, uh, they returned, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence after visiting the temple of Jagannath, he got large quantities of prasadam of Lord Jagannath, which was distributed to all the devotees. And then they had their residences, right? Every year they used to come, so their places were decided. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to go to their residences. And then all the prasad that has been brought from Bengal, Raghav Pandit delivers the bags of eatables to Govinda, who was serving Lord Chaitanya, and who kept them in a corner of the dining room. So all that prasad has now been given to Govinda. Okay, next, Gandhi Mati Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Text 56. Purvavatsera Ajata Kariya Dravya Bari Bare Rake Anya Grahe Lana. Translation Srila Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Govinda thoroughly emptied the bags from the previous year and kept them in another room to fill them with other goods. Text 57. Aradina Mahaprabhu Nija Ganalana Jagannatha Dekilena Sayotane Yana. Translation. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went with his personal devotees to see Lord Jagannatha when Lord Jagannatha arose early in the morning. Text 58. Veda Sankirtana Daha Naramba Karila Sata Sampradaya Tabe Gaita Lajila. Translation. After seeing Lord Jagannatha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began his all-encompassing Sankirtana. He formed 7 groups which then began to chant.
for an explanation of the Beda Sankirtana, one may refer to Madhya Leela chapter 11 verses 215 to 238. Text 59. Sata Sampradayen Ratyakare Sata Jana Advaita Acharya Ara Prabhu Nityananda. Translation. In each of 7 groups was a principal dancer such as Advaita Acharya or Lord Nityananda. Text 60. Vikreshwara Achyutananda Pandita Srivasa Satya Raja Kana Hara Naraharitasa. Translation. Achyutananda Pandita Srivasa Satya Raja Khan and Naraharidasa. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, yeah, before I forget, just check. Chaitanya Bhagavat comes in 7 volumes. Padma Mataji was asking. So, it's 7 volumes. Yeah. So,
Thank you, Mataji. 7 volumes, you said?
7 volumes. Yes, Mataji. It's available on Amazon also.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. Thank you.
But it's better that we buy from ISKCON if we are buying. Yeah. Okay.
Why the difference, Mataji?
No, Mataji, if you buy from harekrishna.com, it's better for ISKCON.
Okay, that way.
That's it. That way, yeah.
But they all come from ISKCON, no, Mataji?
They will ultimately come from ISKCON. I'm just saying for the website, it's better that if one purchases from ISKCON's website.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, the prasadam has been brought from Bengal and given to Govinda, and he empties the bags from the previous year, keeps them in another room to fill them up with other books, because this was happening every year. So the bags from previous year were there. So he makes place for this year's prasadam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then takes all the associates. They go to Lord Jagannath's darshan. And after darshan, they have this wonderful Sankirtan. This Sankirtan has been described in Madhya Leela also. And again, the same format, that there were 7 groups with one principal dancer, such as Advaita Acharya or Lord Nityananda. And the dancers in other groups were Vakreshwar Pandit, Achyutanand Pandit, Shiva, Satyaraj Khan, and Narharidas. So in this way, there were 7 groups with one principal dancer in each group. And they had very wonderful Sankirtan there. Yeah, moving forward, Lalita Vinodini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
साथ संप्रदाय प्रभु करिन भ्रमण मोर संप्रदाय प्रभु ऐचे सभार माना. Translation by Devendra Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked from one group to another, inspecting them, the men in each group thought, the Lord is within our group. Sankirtana kolahale akasha bedila sava jagannatha vashi dekhite aila. Translation by Devendra Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The congregational chanting made a tumultuous roar that filled the sky. All the inhabitants of Jagannath Puri came to see the Kirtana. Raja Asi Dure dekhe nija gana laya Raja Patni Sava dekhe Athali chadiya. Translation by Devendra Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Accompanied by his personal staff, the king also came there and watched from a distance, and all the queens watched from the elevated parts of the palace. Kitana atupi prithvi karitala mala hari dhvani kare loka haila kola hala. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Due to the forceful vibration of Kirtana, the entire world began trembling. When everyone chanted the holy name, they made a tumultuous sound. Ei mata kata shana karaila Kirtana apane na chita tabe Prabhu rahaila mana. Translation by Devendra Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, the Lord had congregational chanting performed for some time, and then he himself desired to dance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So there were 7 groups of dancers, and then everyone felt that Lord Chaitanya is dancing with our group only. That was the magic of Lord Chaitanya. The Lord would walk around, inspect everyone, and everyone felt very, very special. And this chanting was it was so amazing that the tumultuous roar from the chanting and the Sankirtan filled the sky. So obviously, the inhabitants of Jagannath Puri also, they also got involved. They came to see the Sankirtan. The king he was watching from a distance. His queens went on elevated parts of the palace to watch the Sankirtan. And it felt like the entire world was trembling with this forceful vibration of Kirtan. And there was a very wonderful tumultuous sound that was filling all the directions. And in this way, the Lord had congregational chanting performed for some time, and then he himself desired to dance. Okay, so Lord Chaitanya is also going to start dancing. So it's getting even more better. Yeah, moving forward, Uma Devi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Pranam Mataji.
सतधिके सत संप्रदाय गाया बजाया मध्ये महाप्रेमा वेशे नाचे गौर राया। Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The 7 groups began chanting and beating their drums in 7 directions, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began dancing in the center in great ecstatic cloud. Text 67. Udiya pada Mahaprabhura mane smriti haila swarupere sei pada gaite agna daila. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered a line in the Orisian language and ordered Swarupa Damodara to sing it. Text 68. Jagan Mohana Parimunda Yahoo. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let my head fall at the feet of Jagannatha in the Kirtana hall known as Jagamohana. Text 69. Yehi pada nritya karena parama aveshe sabhaloka chaudi ke prabhura prema jale bhase. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Simply because of this line, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in greatly ecstatic cloud. People all around him floated in the water of his tears. Text 70. Bol, bol, balena, Prabhu Shri, Bahutuliya, Hari Dhavani, Hari Dhvani, Kare Loka, Anande Basiya. Translation by His Divine Prabhupada. Raising his 2 arms, the Lord said, chant, chant. Floating in transcendental bliss, the people responded by chanting the holy name of Hari. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol,
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Such a wonderful description. And when the Lord himself wants to dance, that must have been so wonderful. So the 7 groups, they started chanting, beating their drums in 7 directions. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began dancing in the center with a great ecstatic love. And there was one line in the Orisian language in Odia, which he ordered Swarup Damodar to sing, that is Jagamohana Parimunda Yo. So he was singing this line and it means that let my head fall at the feet of Jagannath in the Kirtan hall known as Jagamohana. And because of this line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into such an ecstatic mood of love that there was so many tears coming out of his eyes that all around him, everyone floated in the water of his tears. He was crying so much out of ecstasy. And then he raised his arms and he was telling people, chant, chant. And everyone who was surrounded, they started chanting the holy name of Lord Hari, floating in the transcendental bliss. Next, Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 71. Prabhupada Muchaya Swasanahi Ara Achambite Ute Prabhu Kariya Hankara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord fell to the ground unconscious, not even breathing. Then suddenly he stood up making a loud sound. Text 72. Sangana Pulakayena Shimulera Taru Kabu Prapa Pudita Ange Kabu Hayasaru. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The hairs on his body constantly stood up like the thorns on a simulu tree. Sometimes his body was swollen and sometimes lean and thin. Text 73. Prati Roma Kupehaya Prasveda Rakto Gama J j g g pari mumu Vachana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He bled and perspired from every pore of his body. His voice faltered. Unable to say the line properly, he uttered only Jajagaga Pari Mumu. Text 74. Eka eka danta yena pratak pratak nade aiche nade danda yena bhume kashi pade. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All his teeth shook as if each was separate from the other. Indeed, they seemed about to fall to the ground. Text 75. Shene shene bade prabhura ananda vesha tritiya prabhara haila nritya nahe shesha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His transcendental bliss increased at every moment. Therefore, even by mid-afternoon, the dancing had not ended. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So there's a description of the ecstatic symptoms that were being depicted in Lord Chaitanya's body. He would fall unconscious, not even breathing. Then suddenly he would get up and he would make a loud sound. And then the hair on his body would stand up like the thorns of on a shimula tree. Sometimes his body would become very swollen. Sometimes it would become very lean and thin. And he was not able, his voice was faltering. It was not very clear what he was speaking. And then there was perspiration, bleeding, all these different symptoms were there on his body, and his teeth shook. It just seemed like, they were going to fall to the ground. And the bliss was so intense and it increased at every moment. So even by mid-afternoon, the third prahar had also come, but the dancing had not ended. Okay. So let's read the next 5 verses and we'll stop for today. Navkishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
76 to 80. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam.
Pranam.
Can I go ahead, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, 76 to 80.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
सबालोकेरा उठलीला आनंद सागरा सबालोक पसारीला देह आत्मगरा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The ocean of transcendental bliss overflowed and everyone present forgot his body, mind and home. Text at 77. Tabe Nityananda Prabhu Shri तवे नित्यानंद प्रभु श्रजिला उपाया क्रमे क्रमे कीर्तनिया रखिला सबाया. Translation: The Lord Nityananda found a way to end the kirtana. He gradually stopped all the chanters. Text 78. स्वरूपेरा संगे मत्रा एका संप्रदाया स्वरूपेरा संगे सेहा मंदा स्वरा गया. Translation: Thus only one group continued chanting with the Sarup Damodara and they chanted very softly. कोलाहला नहीं प्रभुरा कीचु बाह्य हैला ताबे नित्यानंदा सबरा श्रम जानैला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Where there was no longer tumultuous sound, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to external consciousness. Then Nityananda Prabhu informed him of the fatigue of the chanters and dancers. Text 80. Bhakta Shramagnani Kaila Kirtana Samapana Sabalana Asi Kaila Samudre Snapana. Translation: Understanding the fatigue of the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the congregational chanting and Then he bathed in the sea accompanied by them all. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So in this section, we are reading that everyone there, they were so absorbed in the kirtan, they forgot, the body. They forgot, like, any kind of discomfort that they were having, even though it was so late. Now it was even afternoon time, but nobody really cared about it. And Lord Chaitanya, we can imagine what his ecstasy was. And because of the Lord's presence, everyone was totally engrossed in the kirtan. Everyone present forgot their body, mind, and home, that they had anything else to do, anywhere else to go. And then Lord Nityananda, he thought that if it's getting late now, if the kirtan should end. So he gradually stopped all the chanters, and then finally the group of Sarup Damodar Goswami was chanting, and they were chanting very softly. And because all others had stopped chanting, so the tumultuous sound had come down. So then Lord Chaitanya came to external consciousness, because till this time he was totally in ecstasy. And when he came to external consciousness, then Lord Nityananda said that everyone else would be tired, all the chanters and dancers would be tired. So then, understanding the fatigue of the devotees, the Lord stopped the congregational chanting, and then they all went to the sea with the Lord to take a bath. Okay, so we'll stop today. Any questions, comments, if someone likes to say something?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I have Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata books.
Oh, you do very bold.
Hari Mataji, there are two khandas, Adi, one
Okay.
volume 1 and volume 2. And in
Okay.
Madhya Khanda, there are 3, 1, 2, and 3 volumes. And Antya
Okay.
Khanda, we have 2 volumes, Mataji. If you want to see, I can show you through video, ma'am, Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji, please. That will be
Yes,
great.
Mataji. 1 second, please.
Yes, yes.
I also don't mind seeing.
Yeah, it'll be very nice.
7 books.
Uh-huh.
All books. Tamil.
Yeah. Padma Mataji, your voice is breaking, Mataji.
I said, Auntie Mataji, something is going wrong with my mobile, Mataji.
Voice is not very clear, Mataji. Can you put it in the chat? Yeah.
Mataji, can you see just with me whether you can see them?
Oh, yes, Mataji. Hari bol.
One khanda.
Okay, wonderful.
I will screenshot and send it in the Mataji.
This is Adi Khandas, Mataji. Next, Madhya Khanda, 3 volumes are there. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3.
Okay.
Mataji, which author,
And then we
Mataji?
have, yes, Mataji.
Author name.
Vrindavan Das Thakur.
Sri Vrindavana Dasa Thakur,
I
Mataji.
had only one book only, Adi Leela.
No, I have 2, Mataji. Adi Khanda.
Where you bought,
Part
Mataji?
1 and Part 2. Last year I took it from Vrindavana only, Mataji.
Okay. I Exotic India, online only I bought it.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay,
So
thank
Madhya
you.
Khanda, 3 parts are there. And then Antya Khanda, we have 2 parts. Part 1 and Part 2. Such
Very beautiful.
Mataji. We can't leave the books if you see the photos here.
Yes, yes, Mataji. So beautiful. Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Mataji. Very beautiful. Very beautiful paintings, Mataji.
Great, great. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much,
I wanted
Mataji.
to start the to all, Mataji. So I am waiting for this. I have not yet started.
Okay, okay. That's
How much,
amazing,
Mataji?
Mataji.
Full set time?
I don't remember, Mataji. Last year only I purchased. I got it, no, so I took it.